Hello everyone and welcome to yet another study session. If you are new here, I am NDV, I am a doctor, and I'm currently preparing for my postgraduate's entrance exam, which basically means my entire life revolves around books and studying, or that is what I like to tell myself at least. So moving on, firstly, I would like to thank you for joining me today. And in this video, I will tell you what I'm studying and how I study. So sit back, relax, have a cup of coffee, and listen up. If you like the way I study and memorize stuff, then feel free to use these techniques yourselves. I'm sure they will be very effective. And if not, I would like to apologize in advance for wasting your precious time. So, the first thing I do is I use all my senses. I try to input as much information as possible and saturate my senses in a positive way, of course. I do this by reading out loud, listening to what I say, type or write down what I have read, and I usually have something to drink so that I can activate my taste as well as olfactory receptors. This way, I activate all my senses and I feel that there is something magical about it. I'm sure you guys have experienced something similar. Have you ever smelled a perfume, a flower, or anything particular, and your mind is taken back in time, and you can visualize everything in incredible detail? Yep, that is exactly what I strive to achieve. Activating all my senses and focusing it on my study session. A short disclaimer, by the way, this technique might be overwhelming for some at the beginning, but trust me, it works. Because there are various types of learners. Some are visual learners, some respond more to auditory inputs, some more with tactile input by writing or typing. But by activating everything, consequently, you will not miss anything. And as you mature, you can isolate and amalgamate these techniques to make it your own. For me, I can quite easily imagine, visualize, and make a short movie of what I study in my mind. It takes a bit of effort, but this way I can memorize small details. The next thing I do is I make as much questions as possible so that I can test myself later. This way of studying is called active recall. And decades of research shows that this is by far the best way to memorize what you study. More on this in future videos. And if you forget what you study, congratulations! You are a certified human being, just like me. And just like a normal human being, forgetting is crucial for forming long-term memory. Forgetting and rebuilding the neuronal connections by revising is the fundamental way of how we learn. So, if you forget, rather than feeling bummed out, congratulate yourself for successfully completing step 1 of forming a long-term memory. The third thing I do is I study whenever I feel like it, regardless of where I am or what I'm doing. I'm sure we all have heard that weird voice whispering to us softly and telling us, "Hey, I think we should study." Yes, listen to that angelic voice, get up and run to get your books. I found out that whenever I study, when I kind of feel like studying, I retain most of those informations without even revising as much. And I do this whenever I feel like it. It might be in the middle of watching a movie, brushing my teeth, or suddenly when I wake up in the middle of the night. The fourth and the most important method is called the Feynman technique. I used to do this without realizing what it was called for the longest of time, and this technique is popularized by American physicist Richard Feynman. Here, you explain or teach what you learn to someone, anyone, even to yourself, in the simplest way possible. Then identify the gaps in your knowledge and then fill them up. Then you repeat until you master it. This technique, granted, is not always applicable, but when used properly, this is like a superpower. A Red Bull gives you wings, this technique gives you F-15 Hornets thrusters. the last thing I did was I accepted who I am, which apparently is a very lazy person. I procrastinate, and then this unending cycle of laziness and perpetual procrastination is broken abruptly by an unprecedented surge of ample energy which is given to me by higher beings, where I become super efficient for a short burst of period. But I use few productivity hacks to use this to my advantage, and if you want to know more, let me know in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to quench your thirst for curiosity. And this is basically how I study. It's not anything fancy, it is just something that seems to work for me, and I hope that some of these techniques may work for you guys. This is it for today. Thank you for watching, and this is NDV signing out.